Alright, so it's like 30 degrees out, perfect day to do resin. Said I was going to do some of that for the video series. So we've got a leg that we're going to get started on. I'm not really going to talk, just going to set up the camera, work, and I don't know, see what happens. It's pretty straightforward. If I come across anything that I think you really need to know, I'll stop and explain it. Alright, so one of the first things you want to look at when you're doing a bigger piece, like this thigh here, is, how self-supporting is it? So right now, it just flops down. It's, it should be more like that. Now, they all come with supports. Some of them you need, some of them you don't. But for this piece, you definitely want to have that in there. So we'll take a look and compare it to the one I already have fiberglassed, and I'll show you the difference. Alright, so here we have the fiberglassed and resin version. And you can see how wide that leg opening's got to be. So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll up like a cylinder of paper, hot glue it in there to hold roughly that shape, and then I'm going to resin it. Once the resin has cured and it's it's now plastic and not paper anymore, you can kind of heat it up and bend it back into whatever shape you need it to, but you do need to get that initial shape there by itself. So I'm going to get started with that, and you guys can catch up with that in a little bit here. Alright guys, so the support has been glued in, so this piece doesn't fall in on itself anymore. I'm just going to quickly whip up some resin and start coating the outside. Once the outside's done and set, we'll do the inside. Now when I'm coating this, I'm not doing it all in one go. I'm going to do it in quarters. So I'm going to do here and let it set, and then once this corner has set, I will come over and do this side. And when this side is set, I will come over and carry on that way. If you do the whole thing all in one shot, it ends up getting soggy and it'll sag in, and you'll lose a lot of your details and a lot of your support structures. So usually takes about half an hour or so to get something like that hammered out, but if you do it properly like that, fiberglassing is a lot easier. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention here, when you're applying resin to the outside of your piece, you want to make sure that this first coat is real light. That's why I build them up, because they're not thick coats at all. It also makes it so the inside coat can be a little heavier and a little faster. Alright, so I've done 2/4 of this one, and I started on the other part of the leg as well. So again, just going back to what I said earlier, you want to do part of this and then the opposite end. The reason you do that is so, again, you're not weakening like this whole face and making this whole thing sag in on itself. So we're going to give that about 15 minutes to set, and we'll do the other half of it. Alright, so an update with the resin coating here on the leg armor. Battery died, so I didn't get to record as much as I wanted to. So essentially what you missed out on is I did the first coat, let it all dry, and I've done a second coat on the outside. Now, I'm still going to resin inside of here, but I like to do 2 coats on the outside first, and then 1 coat inside, then another coat outside. Just really makes everything kind of firm up, and I'm not going to have as many random bendy bits when I go to put the fiberglass in there. Yeah, that's just my personal preference. I mean, you can go one coat out, one coat in if you really want to, but when I tried it didn't turn out so well, and I got a lot of warps and stuff. So I've added more coats of just resin, and it's worked better. Now you'll see, stuff like this, where it's all chunky or you got large buildups here. Normally you want to brush this away and get rid of it. Unfortunately, it is like 35 degrees out today, so the resin, you can see a bunch of it here, is gelling as I make it, so not a big issue at all. I can, what I'll end up doing is once it's fiberglass, I'll come in and I'll sand those chunks of resin bits away. So this isn't too long. This is about maybe about an hour's worth of work, and really it's more like 10 minutes of work and 15 minutes of waiting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do the inside now, and we will move on from there.